This time of year with distractions of shopping and entertaining, it's easy to let your guard down, and that could lead to fraud, identity theft, among a number of other problems. Here to talk about the holidays dirty dozen is Howard Schwartz from the Better Business Bureau. Welcome back to the show, Howard. Nice to have you here.
Nice to be here, Teresa.
All right, so we're going to get right to these because there's 12 common scams we want to talk about today. And the first one you say that could happen are crimes of contact.
We are so distracted at this time of year, whether we're online, if we're at the malls, if we're at a store, and we forget about the most obvious one, a crime of contact. And that can be anything from somebody picking your pocket to grab a wallet, grabbing your purse or your credit card or your money, to one of the oldest scams in the book. And that means someone bumps into you, spills coffee, and a friend of theirs goes and takes your money or whatever else you've got.
So you have to be aware. The malls are crowded this time of year, a lot of extra people around. So that's good. Number two, you've got a package.
You've got a package.
Sounds fun.
It does.
Sounds like you got a present.
Well, who doesn't want to get that? And we're expecting that. But inboxes are filled with all kinds of virus-laden emails, supposedly from the well-known delivery companies, asking people for personal information so that this can be delivered, which makes absolutely no sense. So you should never have to give a credit card number or personal information.
To get your package.
To get your package. And typically, if you've missed delivery, and that's what these notices will say, then someone will leave a tag on your door with an alternative pickup time, and or you can go and pick it up yourself at the depot.
All right, let's move on to phony websites.
Phony websites. The scammers follow the headlines and the holidays, and this time of year we see websites that pop up and then disappear shortly after. They can be selling all sorts of things. They may be lifting text and photos from legitimate sites.
That's hard to tell in that case then, right?
It is, but that's why you've got to do your research. You'll see tremendous deals, and that's one of the tip-offs, because if you're seeing a brand name item at a substantially lower price than anywhere else on the internet, that's really a good sign. And you should
Too good to be true.
It is too good to be true, and you should really check out the website first to see that it does exist and that it's not using a look-alike name, because they want your credit card, as well as possibly download a virus into your computer.
Got it. And going along with the lines of too good to be true, knockoffs.
Knockoffs. There's nothing wrong with getting a nice brand name item at a reduced price, but generally you'll find the very high-end brand name items, there will not be that much of a variation if you're buying it new. If you see something that looks authentic, it might be a photograph that's a stock photo, you want to know what the item really looks like from the seller. And you should probably stick to legitimate sites. Pardon me, if you're dealing with an online auction site, make sure that you get details on that. And if you do suspect you've got a knockoff, you can go to the manufacturer's website and they'll be able to tell you, for example, with apparel, if the stitching is different, for example, what the zippers might look like, because you don't want someone who you care deeply about to find out you bought them something cheap.
Here's a fake pocketbook for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody wants that. All right, let's move on to Ecards. How are these dangerous?
Ecards contain these huge links in them. Normally, when it's a birthday card, it's harder for the scammers to know who to target. At this time of year, everybody gets e-cards. Well, the problem is sometimes a friend's name can actually appear on the e-card, but it may have been stolen from someone else's contact information. The e-card contains a link that will either download malicious software into your computer. Are you noticing a trend here?
Yes, I am.
Or it'll take you to a look-alike site that wants some sort of personal information from you. And just so we understand, it doesn't necessarily have to be a credit card or a social security number. Every time we put our name or our address and or telephone number, we have to assume that someone else could misuse it as part of building a profile for identity theft.
I have been doing a little bit of online shopping, Howard, believe it or not, and it saves for me my name and address. Is that a bad thing? It just kind of pops right in for me now.
There could be several reasons. If there's sites that you know, you might have cookies in your browser that already know that, or if you've logged in, obviously. But that's an interesting question. One of the things we should do with our browsers after we've been shopping is go to Tools, Options, and clear all the cookies out.
Get everything out of there.
Yeah.
Great, I'll have to do that. All right, so holiday travel scams. A lot of people want to get away for this season.
Yes, they do, and there are all sorts of fake package deals online that are available, and these are big ticket items running anywhere from a couple of $100 to a couple of $1,000. Other travel scams involve the call in the middle of the night when you're in your hotel room, supposedly from the front desk telling you that there's a problem with their computer and they need your credit card over the phone.
Oh, that's suspicious, I feel like, right?
Well, you would go down, and the reason they call you in the middle of the night is they're hoping that you don't have your wits about you. But a really important one for us to remember is people have been known to, while the rooms are being cleaned by the chambermaid, to stick their head in and say, you know, I forgot something at the pool, let me just grab it off the counter. And they'll do that from other people's rooms. Don't leave expensive stuff on your counters in the room.
Good advice there. Okay, be aware of robocalls.
Be aware of robocalls, particularly from banks and credit card companies. Now, if it's not from a dentist's office or a doctor's telling you about an upcoming appointment, or from your pharmacy, if the robocall appears to come from a financial institution telling you that your card is locked, first of all, they will not do a robocall to you. They might say that there's suspected fraud with your credit card. They'll want personal information. If it's a legitimate call from a bank or a credit card company, they will call you. They'll ask you about some recent transactions, and they won't ask for information. They'll simply say, all right, we're going to ask you to destroy your card, and we'll send you a new one in the mail.
Got it. This one bothers me, charity cheats.
Charity cheats all year round.
This time of year, people want to give to charity, right?
This time of year and during the worst tragedies, people want to give to charity. People will use look-alike, sound-alike names and emails. They'll grab logos and text directly from charity websites. Be careful that you're not using a look-alike charity name. Always check it out. Cut and paste the URL. You can go to bbb.org or Google it to see whether it is an authentic charity. And again, if somebody calls asking for money, you don't want to give information over the telephone. Be proactive and find the charity yourself.
Very good. Howard, we didn't get to ATM skimming, bonus gift cards, naughty texts and links, and front door helpers, but we're going to link that up to our website, so we'll have the information there. Thank you so much for being here.